Are we allowed to see you and get? Well, we're live on YouTube, so I don't want to get told off.
We played well. We done good.
The boys done good. Yeah, that's right. The boys done all right. We won't steal the water. Don't worry.
So we're dual screening.
Right.
Oh,
we won't say anything.
Okay. They're all no. We love them all, particularly people at the RFL. Yeah.
The cake was lovely, viewers. I don't think anyone's watching it yet anyway, so it doesn't matter. But we are live at
16 people.
16 people on yours, so that's good.
Greetings. Greetings to people
Trafford
on YouTube and Twitter.
Yes, we are here at Old Trafford. It is grand final Saturday.
What's going on with the weather?
I know, it's too
sun,
warm.
And there's people in shorts.
I've got a jumper wrapped around my waist. It's like it's too warm.
I'm sweating like Roger Ebert. No.
It's far too warm.
Hopefully that means we're going to get. What if we had 9-2, 6-2?
Yeah.
Hopefully we get
a grand final with
30-22 or yeah. I mean, hopefully an open fast game. It feels like an afternoon game.
It does.
I mean, I know it kicks off at 6 and it is the afternoon.
There is time for it all to fall apart, isn't it? But I'm hoping that my Wi-Fi is working. John's got it on his thing as well. And
we're on YouTube at the Forty20 live YouTube channel. If you want to go on there or stay on Twitter.
What do we know, John? What do we know? It's grand final.
What do we know?
Grand final Saturday. Yeah, I've said that already.
Well, it's
Hull Cow versus Wigan.
Yeah.
We do that. Were you here on Tuesday for the?
I was here on Tuesday.
Oh, you're a professional, aren't you?
Well, that's very debatable. I mean, there wasn't a huge amount of point to be here because it's the usual platitudes, but I did get some time with. Is that you?
No,
I did get some time with Michael Lewis, and I got some time with Dean Hadley. I mean, all the players were great with their time, to be fair. I think the interesting thing is last year, Wigan were clear favourites, weren't they?
Yes.
Okay, I've never been to a grand final. I think
haven't won anything for a dog's age.
Yeah, haven't won anything since Margaret Thatcher was above ground. There were photos and staff taking photos of Old Trafford because they were like, "Wow, we're here." But this year, the script has changed because they are the top team. They've won the Challenge Cup. They're going for treble. But Wigan are also going for the free pick. But I think it's more a 50-50 peg. Would you agree?
Well, that's what they said on the TV this morning. 3 is the magic number for both these teams, which was a good intro.
3's the crowd, yeah. The whole hat trick, 3-3-3.
Yeah, I mean, the bookmakers have Wigan -4.
What does that mean?
They have to win by 5 on their handicap.
So is that they're under $1?
Yeah.
So
Wigan are the favourites.
What
I know the Australians.
Yeah, we do the
weird bet.
Yeah.
Wigan are the narrow favourites. You'd say they're about 8 to 11 even money. So,
yeah, I mean, a few people have asked me this week how I think it goes. And I think I tweeted this earlier. Here he is, the one and only Phil Kaplan and the one and only Paul Cool. It's not waved at me. Didn't like that for this story. Anyway, that's another time for another story.
People have asked you how it's going to go.
Yeah, I think the fairy tale, the narrative is the whole car, isn't it? Having never won a Super League grand final. Super League's only had 4 clubs win it.
Yeah.
The rise, blah, blah, blah. The head says we can just know how to win big games. They know how to win finals. They've won more finals. And Wikipedia could be wrong. Than any other rugby league club in the world.
What's interesting?
I mean, it's only written by Chris Radlinski, the Wikipedia entry.
No, I'd say that's probably true. That's probably true. So they do, as you say, they know how to win big games. It's a cliche, and we'll say it a lot. And I've said it, every preview has been Hull Cow. They're the best team in the competition this year. They won the League Shield,
most consistent
Cup. But Wigan are Wigan, and they seem to, and this is the theory, because people watch more rugby league than I do, they seem to have been getting better and better and better as the weeks have built up to the grand final.
Well, I mean, this is probably much better for a Monday night discussion, because we have the time, but the short-termism every day of the average fan or the average punter is Wigan were written off in June. I remember they lost like 3 out of 5 games, and they had to beat Huddersfield right in the death, and they were very lucky to beat Cass. Everyone was like, we can have gone now. Sack Manny Pete, you're over. And they've sort of had that blip most seasons. And they've come good. I mean, people call them a one-man team. They're not a one-man team. As good as
At least two.
Yeah, they're not a two-man team either. You look at the depth. They had Sam Walters starting last week. In December on the bench. There's players like Ecclesy and Faramond who are not in the team because they'd be starters in other Super League teams. So they just know how. He's left that. I'm going to go.
I'll go close.
Yeah. Sorry, someone's just come in and left the door open. That's bad etiquette. You can't trust these Manchester United people, clearly. I'm going to try and offend as many people as we can. But yeah, they know how to. I think that's people forget. I'll maybe throw it over to the World Cup in 2022 with England. England started like a house on fire, didn't they? Peaked too early, faded in, didn't even make the final.
Yeah.
Super League seasons are a lot longer. You've got a peak around August, September, particularly October. Yeah, you've obviously got to be in the top four and arguably in the top.
February and March.
Yes.
May and June.
Yes. And maybe not getting knocked out of the Challenge Cup has helped Wigan away because gave them another week off. Yeah.
LM says, will it be another tight final or high scoring game? I mean, it could be both. It could be 30-28. I would suggest it probably would be low scoring. But
yeah, I think if the conditions were wet, cold, miserly, you would put it down to likely to be a low scoring final. I think the fact the conditions that they are, let's hope it's a final like the NRL grand final, like the semi-final at OKR last week. But yeah, Wigan's defence is amazing. OKR's defence is amazing. So
2 grand finals without conceding a try. That is ridiculous for Wigan.
So there goes the men for stats.
I just remember it from last year.
I've got another one for you. Matty Pete's never lost the final as Wigan coach.
So will he be sat in this very chair in 3 or 4 hours' time saying, we've done it again? What's that?
He may be. I mean,
but in a more
after the Canberra-Brisbane game, after the St Helens Leeds game, after the Penrith-Brisbane game, and the NRL Grand Final, predictions are just they're overrated.
Wigan by 1, but that's. But
yeah, I think
we started the season with a 1-0 game.
We did. I mean, who would have picked? And the Stockton and the clock didn't work. Who would have picked that?
It could even end today with 1-0 golden. It could happen.
I hope it's not.
No, I mean that would be an amazing bookend to the season. But I played it on the Rugby League 26 game. It predicted 7-6 to Wigan. Harry Smith's drop goal and wins the Rob Burrow Trophy.
It was a drop goal by Harry Smith last year, wasn't it?
So who knows? Who knows? But yeah, it's we're coming here not knowing what's going to happen, and
that's the whole point of sport. And I think that's why and if we can win, I'm sure it'll be well deserved. And they are a great team, that's without doubt. But probably a lot of neutrals will be like, we can win again. I think, would you, I mean, as a dirty foreigner, as a native, get the foreigners out, immigration bad, would you say the majority of people who aren't Wigan fans want to see Hotcar win? Although, Hull FC fans definitely probably want to see
It's a strange one because when any team's successful, they rub people at the wrong way.
Yes.
So there will be people out there who are neutral, so actually wouldn't mind Wigan winning. And of course, the thing is, once it's finished, right, as a neutral, you're not bothered. It's just finished. The team's 1-1. You go, all right, and move on to next year. I think that there are people out there who took the "we are the champions" thing on face value when Hull KR claimed to be the 6-time champion. And they're thinking, well, I would like to see you knocked off your perch today. So,
do you think the 226,000 in Indian and Bangladesh followers on social media has also built some piss as well?
That's right.
I don't know what the full story is there, but it's quite funny.
A supporter might have done that on purpose.
I mean,
I don't know how you buy followers. If I did, we'd have more than.
I don't think. I don't think
it's on shirts.
I don't think it's that hard to do. But also, and I'm not saying they have done it. It's not been proven. But if they have done it, did not Cast did a similar thing last year by buying a couple of seats? And do you know what I mean? The IMG criteria is manipulated quite easily.
Or the dodgy LED balls that didn't work.
Bradford done a similar thing this year.
Facebook, YouTube, and whatever. They will routinely look for fake accounts because it's costing them money in advertising revenue. because you only want to pay for real advertisers. So if they're fake, we can't.
I don't know if this has happened to you on X, but it's happened to me on X for, I'd say, a month or you always get some bot with 0 followers commenting like, oh, I agree with that. So-and-so has this opinion. And I block it. And then another, like, you block one and then 10 more emerge.
If you look at any tweet that BBC put out, every tweet after, every reply afterwards is bots. The bots are out there.
Is it the Russians? Is it the Russians?
It's probably the Russians. And hello to anyone. It's not. No, they're all right. It's hello to anyone in Ukraine who's watching the grand final because it's on in Ukraine for the first time, so they'll enjoy it.
So the KFC Eagles will be
Kiev.
Sorry.
All right, come on. I mean, I can't pronounce anywhere in Australia. Right.
Live.
Double.
I think Ballarat is a place.
Because I do the dogs on the morning. We have the Australian dogs, Warrigal, the world famous Dapto dogs.
They're all country places, Rich.
Yeah.
In the bush.
Apologies to Philip for the sound. I haven't brought my microphone with me, so that's why it's coming off the laptop. So apologies for that.
But we are, as Rich is probably, we're in the.
This is where the press conference will happen in a couple of hours' time. I'm not going to go to the press conference. I'm going to go straight to the next one, I think.
I'll probably do the same with you, and we'll give us a chance to do a post-up because we're waiting about 40 minutes for the players.
Had a bad experience in the press conference last week at the women's grand final. So
it's sold.
What? I'll tell you about it later.
Was that a black eye? No,
I'll tell you about it later. So
did people talk to you unlike the week before? Sorry, I was in the chicken wing for those who.
Me and Phil were stopped by someone on the way in and had our photo taken. You're our favourite podcasters. Obviously, they thought we were macho.
The both of you, or just
both of us? Yeah. Every one of my listeners in Mallorca.
I can remember going to the World Cup Challenge with Mr. Kaplan last year, and two people stopped me. Are you Phil Kaplan? The only time I've ever been spotted once was in a KFC in St Helens, and I wasn't attacked, which is rare for me.
So, Brisbane for the winners.
Yeah, I mean, I've not really heard much about that. I know there was.
Mr. Valandi said it's going to happen, so he runs the league.
There was some talk that it could happen before the World Cup, which is, I mean, presuming the World Cup's still on because we don't have dates or venues or anything.
Are you going?
Well, it's hard to plan when you don't know where it's going to be.
Somewhere, Australia's little.
I won't be doing the 5 and 6 weeks that I did in 2017, but I would like to go. Yeah, I'd like to do maybe 2 or 3 weeks, possibly with a honeymoon thrown in. But I told the prospective other part about it.
Sorry, I went 20 years without having a honeymoon, so that was all my fault. So,
everything is your fault when you get married.
Everything just in general is my fault all the time.
Listeners, watchers, if you've got any questions, I don't know if you can see them on.
Well, we can. Yeah, I don't know how your X works, but if you want to get in touch on YouTube, we'll see.
Have you seen? You've seen the teams, Rich?
Yeah. Shall I read them out?
Yeah,
as if I'm on the radio. I have to do my radio voice. I've got a swollen left tonsil. I'm telling you, it's bad.
Who are you, Mark Wilson? Radio.
I can't help it. I met someone before the grand final last week in Wigan, and as soon as I walked into the pub and sat down, I slipped straight into radio voice. I can't help it. So, the Bobbins, Morg, Davies, Hiku, Gildart, Burgess, Lewis, May, Sue, McAlorum, Warrea, Hargreaves, Hadley, Batchelor, Minchella, Lytton, Luckley, Whitbread and Martin on the bench, and Jack Broadbent's the 18th man, who some say would be quite unlucky to have missed out on that one.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the, apart from Broadbent was on the bench last week, obviously with the cornerback, that's pretty much the expected team now, Tanganoa, which is an interesting one, but yeah. I think the thing with McAlorum, we all thought he was going to play, didn't we? It's a bit like the.
It could be an English one on Monday. It could be an English one. He's going to pick John Evans.
Sure, Wayne does love an old. Well, just an old player.
Sam Tompkins might get again.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be surprised if he runs on. He's doing well.
Wigan. Sorry.
I was just going to say that the same thing happened ahead of Wembley, didn't it? Yeah. And I think the thing with McAlorum, even if he only plays 20 or 30 minutes, he's just a tough prison bastard. He'll tackle anything that moves and. He knows how to win big games. He's been in a lot of grand finals, so he won't get phased. And then when the game opens up, you've got Cheslin with his pace and can hopefully open the game.
See, that's what's missing from the rugby league game is Dave Woods and Brian Carney don't call people grizzled bastards. I think that's what they should add that into one of the patches.
We're doing the Triple M style. We'll get James Graham in second bottom. Let's get him in. What's the Wigan team, Richard?
Field, Miskey, who's not retiring, he said that's bullshit to you, didn't
he? He did.
Kieran Wardle, Marshall, French, Smith, Byrne, O'Neill, Thompson, Walters, Farrell, Ellis, and the bench, Havard and Samba, Maycock, Leeming, and Hill is the 18th man.
Off the top of my head, that's pretty much the exact same 17 team.
I'm nodding as if I know, but I just.
I was at Wigan last week.
Did they pat you down when you came in?
No, actually, they didn't even check my bag. Yeah. So, yeah, and there was no inciting of. The atmosphere was quite good. There was no clowns carry on, which is always a good thing. That's probably been the highlight this week.
It's all been about the players, hasn't it? It's all been about the teams.
We haven't.
I know we had the Warrior Hargreaves thing, but I think that gives more questions about how the MRP works than anything else.
Well, I think it's a good topic for a piece, but so what is the difference, the dichotomy between what a referee thinks? And I don't, to be honest, I don't know what a yellow or a red. No, but I thought I used to, but not anymore. Because we've had that many crackdowns and any crackdowns. But what a ref thinks is what the match review penalty is, and then what actually gets convicted. So why? Yeah, it makes no sense.
I think as our wise colleague has said, this is the kind of thing they should be streaming. Yeah, they should be streaming and saying, "Oh, not that one. No,
my duels with Gavin Wild. Oh
no, they should stick it on streaming or something. Oh, that they should do, because of course next week, Thursday, is the big day, and we'll find out the 12 teams in Super League. And apparently the day after, we'll find out the other two. And that should be streamed. It should be like The Apprentice, where they have to go in front of Lord Kane, who's like the Lord Sugar of this thing, and have to pitch their cases, whoever the people are left, because we don't know who's in the 12, and we won't know till Thursday. But there are plenty of
conspiracy. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it helps when Nigel Wood has picked the panel, and most of them have either worked or closely with Nigel Wood in the past or are friends of his. And Lord Kane, who I'm not casting any aspersions of, but has tweeted, "Great to see Nigel Wood," back in 10 years ago. Yeah, none of them have been available for interview.
Well, we'll see what happens on Friday, won't we? And then all hell. I think I'm working Friday, so that's good. So I'll avoid all the stuff.
You know what? With the Ashes coming out, I'd actually sort of forgotten about that whole palaver.
Yeah, because it's all nonsense.
And then obviously Wigan sending a letter to Super League Europe saying, we're going to legally challenge this because it's not right, because there's no evidence or analysis.
It's good when we just talk about rugby league and not have to talk about everything else.
Politics.
Yeah.
Didn't you read the eye yesterday?
I think.
I know what you're saying.
Well, that's what we done. So we took on. Although last Monday we deliberately didn't talk about the ticket fiasco because it wasn't a fiasco; it was a nonsense.
It was an embarrassment for the sport to carry on. That's
and caused by two individuals.
I think really caused mainly by one individual.
Well, I know, but we'll have to be balanced and say too, because I'll get people onto me. But
the truth.
What we do know, speaking of politics, is after the Conservative Party conference, which was in Manchester last week, I believe it was next door to the Rugby League Awards, is that having seen Kemi Badenoch, the leader of the opposition, singing "Sweet Caroline," that should be it now.
Speaking of the awards, what about the old scheduled post from our league?
That was good, wasn't it?
I was in the room. We were like, we've not got there yet.
From what I'm told, it's not being invited to the awards is better than being at the awards, because it goes on for a long time.
It does go on for a long time, but for the first time, I think I've been maybe 4 or 5 times. For the first time, there was a bucket of beers that we didn't have to pay for.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did anyone spill gravy down them this week?
No, not that I saw, unless it was Phil Kaplan.
I did make sure he didn't do it. I said to him, don't spill gravy down.
Yeah, he's not got a big suit, so there's not a lot to hit. But no, I don't think there was any gravy spill. There wasn't any carry on from idiots either, except for Ross Evanston. But yeah,
was he getting an invite? He was reviewing and all that. Oh.
He was covering a Sal game for the Guardian last night. Are you going to ban him? Are you R360?
R360 doesn't exist.
Do we have any questions?
We have a comment from Shaggy84329. You've got to give people their full names. With 10 teams, I can't imagine the 26 World Cup being as long as the 17 World Cup. No International Rugby League. Probably group of 4 and 2 groups of 3. We don't know. We don't know what's going on.
Sorry, I missed the start. Was it how many teams?
Yeah, well, how it's going to work. We know how many teams, how it's going to work. 10. They'll do something. They have done that before. Isn't it like some sort of convoluted 2 groups of 5 But they had the Super Rugby there before, where England play Australia and New Zealand, and then whichever unlucky team is the fourth best in the world, which I think is England now, isn't it? So, you know what I mean. I wish they'd just announce it. Why can't they announce it? What would they do?
I think they're going to won't announce it until after the Ashes. Because originally it was going to be after Origin. And then it was after the finals.
They do know Australia's an expensive place to go to.
Yeah.
I know Australia's like, they're all there, all the Australian people.
I think the way they do it is they go around and state governments and they actually get which
It's a good idea.
But it just would be nice at least more than a year, whatever, to, have that and promote it.
I mean, I'm watching it on telly anyway, so it doesn't make any difference to me. But
will you be at Wembley in 2 weeks' time?
if they let me in,
If they let you,
and the Everton Stadium, Hill Dickinson.
Yeah, what happened to Bradley Moore? How many names?
Well, it's what happened when Arsenal moved into the Emirates. Before that, it was called Ashburton Grove, which does sound like a tube station.
Or it sounds like what's that? Grange Hill. Sounds like a TV show out of school.
and Headingley, which is just Headingley.
Why is there 301 people watching this?
I don't know, because I think we've got 7 on YouTube, which shows you how good Twitter is speaking to people.
I think it's just because it pops up, doesn't
exactly.
it?
So I think that Twitter is the future for things like this, which is something the sports should be doing, and not us, because we're
I don't know if you saw all the follow-on after the NRL Grand Final last week, Rich, but the Instagram live of the Broncos players drinking from toilet mugs and
I did see
calling
that.
out other players and journalists.
Oh,
the Broncos. Reece Walsh, Jordan Ricky.
Oh, yeah.
It's all Instagram live.
Because that was on my way to Wigan for the Women's Grand Final.
How was the Wiggins Grand Final?
Three Grand
That
Finals
was the
in
Wiggins
3 weeks.
Grand Final. How was the Wiggins?
It was a good game where you weren't sure who was going to win until the end.
Surely Wigan were clear favourites, though.
They were clear favourites, but that's from people who've only seen Wigan win at Wembley and not the other games they've played against St Helens this year, because they drew and then they won by 4 points and then they won by 4 points again. So the gap isn't as big as people tell me.
I would have to say Dennis Bett spoke very well about
He
the women's
speaks very
game
well,
and coaching.
doesn't
Yeah, he's a great media operator. Was a great player, and I think he's a very, very good coach.
And now we'll see how Leon Price gets on at York with all the movement there.
Yeah, that's a surprising one, because his coaching career hasn't been covered in just glory, has it?
We'll see how it works.
But Lindsay Anfield, what a job she's done.
Yeah.
I mean, you follow the women's game a lot closer than mine. I got called toxic last week for
Did
doing
you? What was you saying?
well, writing a piece saying an ex. The RFL shouldn't put an X in Nolan's.
Oh,
player
yeah. Well,
and-
yeah, but I agreed with what you said, because we said
No,
it
you
after
didn't
the-
call me toxic.
No,
Other people did.
We said it after the game when Tara Jones was the video referee at Headingley, because it's not the person, it's the situation they've been put in by people above.
She doesn't appoint herself.
No.
And I'm not saying she's
No,
impartial or whatever, it just puts her in the position
Yeah.
to be accused of things.
which people around the press box were doing, but from both sides. It has to be said.
I speak
Yes, they do.
to people at Wigan and they agreed, they didn't have an issue with her,
No.
but they agreed with the sentiment. I think most people did. I think even people from St Helens didn't.
It was a good grand final. If it's not going to be held here next year, the women's grand
Yeah.
final, I don't know what the deal is with Man United or whatever. I would.
It's a good point. I forgot about that. So it's a refurb, getting a new roof.
Yeah, but not the whole thing down. Well, as taxpayers, even you, we're going to pay for a new Man United stadium.
How are we paying for this one? Because the national government is the federal government.
Yeah, we're going to pay for it. Yeah, nice, isn't it?
Isn't Big Jim got a few quid for his fracking?
So
Well, the average.
if the women's grand final is not played here, then they need to say at the start of the season, we're going to play it at this venue, and they can buy tickets, not leave it until the week before, 2 weeks before, and it's played at one of the home teams. If it's
Could
if
we
you say,
not do a double header?
yeah, well,
Will we do 3 games at Magic and
But-
we do a double header at Wembley? Can
if
we
we're not going to do a double header here, then just say, right,
Yeah.
this year the grand final is going to be played at, the women's grand final is going to be played at
Ellen
Wigan
Road?
or wherever, and they can sell tickets, and then we're not having to wait until a couple of weeks before, and then everyone knows where it's going to be, and it doesn't matter if one of the teams is playing at home,
Yeah.
because that's what happens in the Super Bowl. It could happen in the Australian grand final next year.
Well, did.
How many
But
teams
a
play at
team
that
from-
stadium? There's about 4 million teams playing
But
at
we
the stadium.
had a team from Brisbane and a team from Melbourne playing in Sydney.
But how many teams play that? 20 teams play that. And there are stadiums that are shared out.
It has changed. I think it's just South and the Dogs. But yeah, over the years, Parramatta's played with the
So if
Tigers.
South's got to grand final, it's got to grand final. That's just this.
You're going to come and join us, Phil.
I don't know if you're going to tell us.
We've got 329 people
Yeah.
waiting patiently for your dulcet Yorkshire tones. Well, why don't you read it out
What's the
live?
score? What's the score? Who's won? 86-6 to Norway.
It's a close one.
Up the Norways.
What happened to the Czech Republic? That's what I want to know.
Well, they went to Norway.
And then what happened to Czechoslovakia
I
before
don't know
that?
because I haven't read the report yet.
The excuses.
This is like Istanbul was Constantinople by.
Now you've got to stand in between, Phil. Otherwise you can't see you on both
If I stand,
screens.
they'll still be the same size.
Yeah.
What do you want to say? Because I think we've just been talking.
Yeah, give us your analysis of who's going to win,
We've done
where the
20,
game will be won.
we've done 25 minutes of this nonsense.
Well, has Richard told you about the highlight of the day already?
No.
He's a superstar.
Oh yeah, we
We did. Yeah. Well, I thought it might have been you because
No, it's
you do get spotted.
definitely him. It's intriguing because you can make a very good case for both teams.
You can.
And on the one hand, we really would like a new name on the trophy. It'd be good in the 30th year for the sport to be seen to be progressing in that way. By the same token, on the other side, you've got a team that have relinquished all of their trophies this year, and this is the only one that they've got left. So there's huge motivation for Wigan. And you're talking about a team that hasn't conceded a try in the last two grand finals. So Hull KO will have to be incredibly good.
Is that your laptop, Phil? That's going.
No, it's my phone.
Oh, it's your phone.
I told it's people from Norway. What the hell's happening? Where's the report?
Sounds like times.
But I think Hull KO will get maybe 3 opportunities against this fantastic Wigan defence. And if they can nail them all, they can win. But if, like last year, they're a little bit hesitant and they don't, then Wigan will grind for that.
I went to Wigan in August and did a piece with Matty Pete. We had a bit of to and fro, and I sort of said, well, Hull are a better team this year, they've strengthened, and he kind of disagreed with that. But I mean, obviously, if you look at the results, but I think when you add in McIlroy, you add in Maria Hargraves, Reece Martin.
But they've all got to play. It's all right.
Oh, yeah.
It's all right being a name and a reputation, but they didn't really play in the cup final. They dodged a bullet in the cup final.
I think they did dodge a bullet in the cup final, but I think what's interesting is they learned that you've got to stay in that grind and stay, defend your asses off, and chances will present them, and then take them when they did. Obviously, that was a huge slice of luck. Don't get me wrong, but I think and I don't get this. This is probably something we could have mentioned earlier, Rich. This is one for next time. Mike and Lewis get slagged. He's not a big game player. He can't win big games. I'm pretty sure he kicked that winning.
But I think for the previous 78 minutes, George Williams outplayed it.
What do you think Mark Sneed, you mean?
No, I think it was.
Okay.
I think you looked at
That's probably the only time that George Williams has outplayed him all.
But
this year.
But he did, and Mikey does need to do it on a big stage.
I think he's done it for England.
And be a match winner.
I think he's done it for England.
I also think Tyrone May will be massive. If Hull KO win, he's got to have a big game and take a bit of the pressure off Mikey.
Have you done final?
I think so.
Since 1895?
No, since 1998.
Well, probably since 1895.
Yeah. Is this the warmest it's been for a grand final?
I don't remember not having to wear a jacket.
2020 doesn't count, obviously.
That was freezing 2020. It's the coldest one I've ever been.
Yes, I was sitting next to you and it was.
But
I think my testicles retreated inside my body.
I cannot remember leaving a sweater in the car or a raincoat.
I'm sweating.
I know there's been a lot of talk on Australia, but like afternoon grand finals, afternoon finals are great. Afternoon, the ball's dry. It is quite.
I think, to be honest, when your season ends at the beginning of October, and there's a big debate about whether that's too late, to have it under lights, with the atmosphere that we're going to get with all the phone malarkey at half time and
phone malarkey.
We can all be part of the light show.
What was this? What are you talking?
It's like when they do a mixture wave and it stops at the press box.
Where was this?
It's on Super League's Twitter earlier. X.
Right. Okay.
So
I was stuck in a traffic jam.
I love it under the light. I think Wembley, the Challenge Cup final, is a sunshine afternoon event. The grand final under lights, ideally in the rain if Leeds are playing. Should be an evening kickoff.
I disagree. I think afternoon football is the future. It's the way forward.
Well, you'll get 3 great afternoons at the Ashes after this.
Well, let's hope so. Yeah.
I'd sent my nephew a picture of me pretending to do a press conference. That's why I was messing around on my phone. He's got a slightly better. He's got a nice view than us. He's right up at the top.
Well, I think
Right, I'm going back to normal.
Yeah, well, I think if
we're going to go get.
if we're going to go straight to the mix zone, we can jump back.
Yeah,
well, not now.
No,
After the game.
Well, interview yourself.
Yeah.
Rich
Get more
played
fans.
well. Full credit to the
Boys
boys.
done good.
Yeah.
We'll be back apologising for everything that we got wrong.
So when
No, that's Monday night.
Hull KR 30, Wigan 0. What a game it was.
I believe Phil Captain's prediction was okay, 58, Wigan 2,
Oof.
Wigan 32.
10 player sent off.
7-6, the computer never lies. We'll see you soon.
Right.
Enjoy the grand final.
I'm off to Oslo.
How was